Thank you all for sending in questions for this Q&A. If you guys have a question for me, description box down below with all the details on how you can send in questions. Derek asks, this question is for your Q&A. What do you think of this Mania card? And the card consists of Reigns versus Lesnar, Sting versus Triple H, Rollins versus D-Bry, Cena versus Ambrose, Harper versus Ryback, Wyatt versus Orton, Ascensions versus Usos, and Cesaro versus Rusev. The undercard needs a little bit of work. You know, there are 3 big matches I really, really like, but that undercard, that doesn't sound entertaining. I'm sorry. I don't want to see Cena versus Ambrose. I don't need to see John Cena bury Dean Ambrose's career so early. Wyatt versus Orton just seems so random. It just seems so random. But it would make sense because what the fuck are Randy Orton or Bray Wyatt going to do around this time? Harper versus Ryback, I think, is the wrong matchup, mainly because I think it should be Harper versus Garbage Man. Same with Cesaro versus Rusev. I would rather see Ryback versus Rusev for the U.S. belt. And the Ascensions versus Uso. I'm sorry, I don't care about that. I mean, seriously, they made the Usos boring somehow, and the Ascension are already boring, so you're going to send them against the boring Usos in what could be a pretty solid match that just will feel boring and lame in compared to the other matches. I like your top 3 matches on the card, but the rest of it, it's just kind of it's alright. It could be good. You know, Cena and Ambrose could be a good match if it were to happen. Alrighty then. Snowdrop asks, who's in your breakfast club? My group of favorite wrestlers. Who's in the Chase Club? Randy Orton, Ryback, Cockfist Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Sami Zayn. So that would be the Chase Oliver Club right there. I know a lot of people would probably be like, Chase, you like Sami Zayn? And I'll be like, yeah, I like him. What's wrong with that? I can like my fair share of midget wrestlers. They just are normally not my taste. But I do like Sami Zayn currently. And plus, Jericho and Rey Mysterio are both gone right now. And Triple H is too busy doing other stuff besides professional wrestling. So, yeah. Firefly asks, are there any wrestlers that you hate besides the beautiful Garbage Man? Gunner. Brock Lesnar. So there you go. Those would be the other 2. Yeah, I do hate Brock Lesnar. I'm not a big Lesnar fan, never was. And this recent title reign is just making my hatred for Lesnar even more bigger than it was before. J. Jonah Jameson asks, what if Scott Steiner, Tito Ortiz, and Randall Keith Orton formed a stable? Also, what would their name be? Oh, it would be an amazing stable, and their name would be the Genetic Freaks. Because Randy Orton has that raging ring boner. Scott Steiner is the genetic freak, and Tito Ortiz's gut explodes every time you punch it. That's genetically freakish, so that's why they'd be called the Genetic Freaks. The Chase Allen asks, what were some of your favorite TV shows as a kid? Rugrats, Ed, Edd n Eddy. Ah, I'm a real monster. Cat Dog, The Simpsons, you know, stuff that were growing when I was growing up in 1993 through 2014. So pick those stuff. That would be my favorite. Anything on Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon back in the day, those were some of my favorite TV shows as a kid. Nick at Night too. Largest85 asks, how funny would it be if Roman Reigns squashes Brock Lesnar like Sheamus did to DB in 2012 and wins the title? IWC continue would rage. See, I would love it. You would all know coming to the Chase Oliver channel, you would see Chase laughing at this because 1, I like Cockfist, he's in the Chase Oliver club, and 2, I hate Brock Lesnar. So I would find it funny. I can understand why some IWC people would rage about that because that would be stupid booking. I mean, here you have Brock Lesnar destroy John Cena out of all motherfuckers in this big SummerSlam match, and this is the payoff. Roman Reigns just cocks up that fist, pounds it to the mat, screams, "Sora!" and then Superman punches him, and that's it. Yeah, I could understand why some IWC people would bitch and moan about it. It would make a lot of sense for them too. But just know, coming to the Chase Oliver channel, you would just see me laughing my ass off about how hilarious and great that was. And that Fuki Buki asks, do you have a PS4? No. If I did, I would tell you guys. If I had a PS4, I'd say, hey, add me on PSN. Like, I'll give you guys my PSN and everything. But currently, I don't have any next-gen console. Ferris Kenny 221 asks, what if John Cena, Triple H, Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, and Bret Hart had the match with all active wrestlers on the world? Would they set the record for most burying ever? Oh, fuck yeah. Oh. Yes. Oh my God. Is there any way we could make this happen? Jesus fucking Christ. You want me to freaking buy the network for $9.99 and stay a subscriber? That match alone would make me a subscriber to the network forever. Whew. Could you imagine that shit? all these little losers on the independents sucking up to Bret Hart just for him to like kick them down and cover them 1, 2, 3. Hulk Hogan just poses and all these people faint. Stone Cold beats some bullshit before stunnering them and then pinning them. Triple H talks about money and shit and pedigrees them with the sledgehammer. And then John Cena, oh, you know what Cena's gonna do, the fucking 5 moves of doom. Oh my god. You don't even need like past Hulk Hogan, past Stone Cold, or past Bret Hart for this match to work. You could use the current Bret Hart, the current Stone Cold, and the current Hulk Hogan. Yes, we would see the biggest burial ever. Sign me up for that shit. I would love to see it. Bill Bradford asks, what if John Cena was a part of Evolution instead of Randy Orton? It wouldn't have worked, and here's the reason why. Because John Cena would be more of a muscle type of guy for the business. You know, if you're forming a faction, I wouldn't say John Cena is the future. I'm sorry. When you look at Cena, he's more of a guy that's considered as the enforcer or the muscle. So it wouldn't have worked. And you know, if that happened instead, John Cena's career I don't think would be as successful. Randy Orton would still have the same career. Just flip-flop the IC title with the US title and just flip-flop the World Heavyweight Championship with the WWE Championship. So there you go. WWE Championship asks, why isn't WWE making good theme songs with words for new talents like Roman Reigns, Ambrose, Rollins, and Luke Harper? In my opinion, you need a badass theme song to make it big in the WWE. I disagree with one point you said with words, because Stone Cold's theme song didn't have words, and it was still pretty badass. The Rock's theme song minus if you smell what The Rock is cooking. They didn't really have that much words besides The Rock saying, The Rock says, like, you know, Bret Hart's theme song, you know, I'm just saying, you don't need words in every theme song. I prefer theme songs without words. And that's just my personal preference. I always feel like theme songs without words, you can just hear the chorus, the beat, and see the superstar look like a big deal as he walks down the ramp. I don't know, that's just me. But yeah, they need new theme songs. All 4 of those guys need new theme songs. Roman Reigns is just a Shield theme underwater. Dean Ambrose just sounds like a terrible pop song. I'm sorry. Like, oh, it's just terrible. Rollins' theme song, they keep changing it. They keep changing like the like they keep changing that part. And then later on, fucking Luke Harper, yeah, that thing needs to change. I think it's more just because there's a new producer that makes the theme songs for the WWE, so that's why they have bad theme songs right now. But yeah, they definitely need to change it up. I don't think you need words still to make a theme song awesome. Reed19 asks, what if Tito Ortiz was revealed as August 1st warning and came out to shitty rap music to cross his arms while nobody gave a shit? TNA flash on the screen, big letters, that wrestling matters here. Why not? It'd be fucking amazing. Jack DeLeo asks, who has WWE dropped the ball with most over in the last 5 years? So subjective because it depends on how you look at it. I'll give you 3 guys from different tiers, and I'm not going to go into big detail why, but there's 3 guys in different tiers that I feel they've dropped the ball on. In the lower card, I think it's Heath Slater. In the mid card, I think it's Kofi Kingston. And in the main event scene, I think it's Randy Orton. And what I mean is, like, these guys could transition to the next level. So, you know, lower card guy and Keith Slater could be a good mid-carder. Mid-card guy and Kofi Kingston could be a main eventer. And Randy Orton, if you treated him correctly, could actually be a household name and an actual superstar for your company. Just saying. So I'm not going to go into full detail why. You know, I've been into Kofi details so many fucking times. I talked about Heath Slater being a good comedy character so many flipping times. And you already know how much I feel like the WWE has screwed over Randy Orton. So, yeah, there you go. The Savvy Yes Man asks, what would it really, honestly, truly take you to get you to stop watching or following the WWE? Life. Like, let's just say if I get married and I just don't have time to watch it. Just being honest here, it's nothing that the professional wrestling business would do. I've sat through so much bullshit over my time. You know, I said I would stop watching wrestling if Randy Orton lost the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 25 or did not win the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 25, and look what happened. I'm still watching it today. I'm still making YouTube videos on it. I said I would be done if the streak ended. Still watching. Nothing this company will do can make me stop watching wrestling. No matter how bad or shitty it is, I'll just take a break. That's just the bottom line. You guys will know because I'll make a video. Hey guys, I'm not going to make any videos on current product Like, I'll make a video telling you guys that I'm not going to make videos on the current product and probably just talk about past stuff or talk about rumors I'm hearing about. I would tell you guys if I'm taking a fucking break from the current product. But even then, nothing will make me stop watching wrestling because it's just that it's like an addiction. I enjoy watching it sometimes, you know. Is it bad? Yeah, it's bad now. The current state of the business is bad. But for some reason, I just get myself drawn into it just because it's a habit for me. It's just a habit. But what would make me stop watching is if my wife said that, hey, you know, I don't want the kids seeing this. Okay, I understand. I won't watch wrestling anymore. So I'd have to take something outside of my life to make me stop watching wrestling. The ultimate WWE apologist asked... Fucking love that name. Ultimate WWE apologist. Was 2014 an awesome year for the WWE? I think it was another good year for the WWE, and I don't have anything negative to say about it. Oh, I hope this is not the last time I see you, man. I really hope not. Because this guy is going to be money on my Q&As. Oh, God. The ultimate WWE apologist. No, it wasn't a good year, but hey, man. In your opinion, if you still think it's a good year, that's good for you. Greg Tuber asks, what if the Breakfast Club and their ego of Hall of Fame inductee? Huh? And their ego of fame inductee? If the Breakfast Club had an ego of fame inductee, I guess you're asking, it'd be Triple H. He'd be the first member, of course. Because he's the game. Ugh. Matt Gochi asked, what do you think of Sasha Banks as a wrestler? Really good. I like Sasha Banks as a wrestler. I think she's up there, you know, like, I think she's definitely up there when it comes to the divas in today's WWE. Like, I think she's in the top 10, maybe going to crack the top 5 soon enough, but I think she's pretty damn good. She has very good transitions, and I really like that she can get a move and then switch it into a submission move. I think that's something that a lot of divas can't do, so I think she does a really good job on that. Like, she does a backstabber into a crossface. That's pretty sick if you ask me. The Gochi Man asks, what if John Cena was accused of being a child rapist and then found out it was true? Well, WWE's PR team would cover up that shit very, very well, just like they covered up Austin's wife beating. Just being honest here. What, you don't think the WWE would protect their golden child, John Cena? Oh, they would pay off those families to keep their mouths shut if they need to. Being honest here. And who knows, what if those Make-A-Wish kids, that was their wish? They wanted John Cena to rape them. Make-A-Wish says you can do whatever you want with your wish. So what if that's that kid's wish? Just saying. The WWE would cover it up. It doesn't mean anything. Yeah, so he's a child rapist. Cena would just have to write a letter of apology. People would think he was a piece of shit, but the WWE would do something to make you forget all about that. They will. They will just be like, oh, remember when this happened? And then you'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot all about John Cena being a child molester. Just like we forgot about Austin beating his wife. Just saying. Mr. Juicy asks, how many times do you see Triple H getting inducted into the Hall of Fame since he is good? Let's see. Evolution, DX, The Click, feud with Shawn Michaels, feud with Eugene, feud with an Invisible Man, feud with Brock Lesnar. You also have to add in the COO days of Triple H, the Hunter Hearst Helmsley gimmick, Terror Rising, Reign of Terror as World Heavyweight Champion. There's so much to add in Triple H's great fucking career. You know, creating NXT, he'll take that as his own. The Performance Center, so much. So probably 30 times? Yeah, I'll go with the 30. In fact, when they make like the physical Hall of Fame that they're planning, right when you enter that physical Hall of Fame, you're just going to see a huge statue of Triple H doing this. You know, like the Triple H pose? It'd be him doing this. Like, that'll be the statue you'll see when you enter the WWE's Physical Hall of Fame, whenever they make that. Jake Loomis asked, what if TNA inducted Tito Ortiz into her Hall of Fame of all people when he comes out, crosses his arms to no reaction? You know what the sad thing is, Jake? I can see TNA doing that. I really could. That's the funny part about this. I could honestly, truly see TNA doing that and be like, oh, this is what's best for our business. Oh, God, so stupid that company is sometimes. Joe Juicy asks, when Triple H has a son and he grows up to be a wrestler, is he going to be God? Oh, yeah, he'll be God. Why wouldn't he? Seriously, what? Come on, Joe. Do you really need to ask that question? It's Triple H's son. This dude will debut when he's 13 years old. Probably win the WWE Championship at the age of 15. So, of course. Come on, man. Think about that. The Real Heel asks, if TNA was as good as it was in 2006 and made more money than they ever did, would you say TNA is the best wrestling company today? Oh, yeah. I would. They're being successful. They're actually entertaining. Unlike most other wrestling products today, they're doing a good job. But that would imply that TNA would be able to keep all their talent that they had in 2006. So, yeah, I would say they're probably the best wrestling company today. Jay Walker asked, what if the Breakfast Club had their own breakfast commercial? Infinite replays of that commercial on the Chase Oliver's YouTube history. Oh my God, that commercial would be beautiful. What do you think I would do? I would just watch that commercial nonstop. There would be nothing else I would do with it. So yeah, I would love it. Good Mike Work asks, do you jack to Randy Orton as much as I jack off to John Cena? I only do it 3 times a night. Oh God. Fake Good Mike Work. Come on, man. No, I do not jack off to Randy Orton as much as you do to John Cena. I don't jack off to him at all. John Cool asks, why do these WWE sheep continue defending the WWE for some of the stupid things they do and spin everything off as a positive thing for the company? And I'm also talking about those WWE fans that claim they're smarter than internet fans and claim to think all we do is bitch on the internet. It's because that's what they're wired to do, is because they buy into the WWE bullshit. That's the reason why, John Cool, is just because they buy into the WWE bullshit. That's your only defense. If you meet a WWE sheep who defends everything, it's like, hey, at least I have my own opinions and not buying into the WWE Kool-Aid. At least I'm not drinking the WWE BS. That's all you need to say to them, John Cool. So if you're ever in a debate with anyone who's a complete WWE defender, just say, keep drinking your WWE Kool-Aid, keep drinking your WWE BS. That's all you have to say to them, and you win the argument. If you keep arguing with them, you're never going to win, because they're going to keep on finding stupid positive ways because they're wired to do so. That's just the bottom line. Rebecca Olson asked, do you think WWE should give their divas their own wrestling show? Hire someone to write for their show that is a fan of women's wrestling and get rid of that dumb Total Divas show. Divas having their own wrestling show? How interesting would that be? I mean, yeah, it would work for the first week, but then afterwards, it'll just drop off. And most male men, when they watch the divas, to be honest, they don't care that these women can wrestle. No, they're only watching for the tit and ass ratio. That's most of the casual males who watch the divas division. They could give 2 shits if these divas could wrestle. Someone like me who's on the internet, who's a male fan, I actually care if my divas can wrestle. I'll be honest here, I actually care. I don't really care how they look to me. If you can go out there and actually wrestle a match that could be barely entertaining or very good, then yeah, I will like it. But most men, though, they're only there to look at the divas for their assets. Keyword on the assets and their breaths. They're not there to watch them wrestle. So I don't think divas having their own show would work. But I do agree that they should get rid of that dumb Total Divas show, because it's becoming so much more fake by the season. I mean, there's some sprinkles of reality, but the writing is just getting bad, and it's just not entertaining anymore. It's not as entertaining as it was the first 2 seasons. Like, the first 2 seasons, I loved that show. I thought it was hilarious, but now it's just getting bad, and I'm not looking forward to its return, because I think it's just going to be even more worse than it was last season. I do agree they should give a writer to someone that could write for these women, but their own wrestling show, I don't know, Rebecca. I don't think that would be possible. Because most males, they don't really care what these divas can do in the ring. They only care what they look like. It's the truth. It really is. Redwolf316 asks, if the WWE is PG, then why can't they be more diverse and appeal to as many different demographics as possible? Why can't they make one show for kids, women, and casual fans, and the others some for adults or fans that have passion for wrestling? I haven't watched WWE on TV or ordered their pay-per-views for a year because of how uninteresting, stale, and childish their shows can be. Only once in a while listen to reviews online. You can't divide your show. That's first and foremost. Because they already do that shit and no one's watching, Red Wolf. Yeah, I'm being honest here. They already do that. You look at Raw, it's all for the casual fans. Look at SmackDown, that has more of the in-ring basis that a lot of wrestling fans like, and barely any internet wrestling fans watch that. And you look at NXT, and that's where all the passion is. They already do that, and it's not a successful business model. So why should they do that now? Why should they keep continuing doing that? It's making their business worse. Instead of combining all three of those elements into one show, they already do what you're saying. Because Raw is for all these people that appeal to all the demographics. That's what Monday Night Raw is for. SmackDown is more of the in-ring show, and NXT is more of the passionate show. And look at where their business is now. It's even worse. Just saying, you can't just be dividing your shows. You have to find a good medium in between. See, WWE, there's a way to do PG, but they just like to do it way too PG. They do it too kiddie PG when they should be doing it more NCIS type of PG, if you get what I'm saying. But yeah, they already do what you're talking about. They already have shows where they divide it up. But yeah. Carson Lopez asks, do you sometimes wish WWE's ratings would seek even more, or maybe even seek down the TNA rating? Oh, God. And continually lose more money. I'm not saying this because I want the WWE to go out of business. I'm saying this because I want this to be a wake-up call for Vince McMahon to improve his product. Sometimes I do wish that they would do that, but keep in mind, Carson, if that does happen, you know, Vince will just bail out. This ain't the Vince of old, man. This is the Vince of new. He'll bail out of that shit. He would sell his company. You think Vince is going to go try to improve his product as his ratings are taking? No. And even then, if WWE's ratings tank that much, man, if WWE's ratings tank that much, they lose their TV deal. And not only that, it would be too late for Vince to try to improve his product. Like, even if you did improve some things to the product to make people watch again, it wouldn't work. Because people have already given so much shit about it. So many people have given up on this product that no one would watch even if they were improving. Only the diehards would watch. Just saying, man, I understand where you're coming from. And yes, in theory, that sounds like a good idea. But keep in mind television deals. Keep in mind how many people would actually be interested. And keep in mind Vince McMahon today would probably leave this company high and drive. Just saying. Suzuki Asian asks, what if WWE's little kid fan base was starting to become a little bit smarter? I think they're already smart, Suzuki Asian. I mean, really, to be honest, I remember talking to some little kids a while back, and they were telling me, like, oh, yeah, I hate John Cena. I was like, whoa, that's weird. And I remember, like, I was hearing these little kids talk about, like, internet rumors and shit. I was just like, God damn, these kids are becoming smart. So, yeah, I think today's WWE's kid fan base is becoming smarter. Final Limits asks, what if Vince McMahon came out in January 2015 after the Royal Rumble and just randomly announced Tito Ortiz like he did with Mike Tyson where he goes? Ladies and gentlemen, here I would like to introduce the Huntington Beach of bad boy, Tito Ortiz. Then out comes Tito with his arms crossed and zero reaction from the WWE Universe. The camera shows the crowd and everyone is either texting or falling asleep. Not a single eyeball on the stage where Tito is. The fact you added Vince's to this, it's just fucking great. He looks around. Tito's all looking around. He starts pointing to the people. The people are all like this on their phones. They're like, oh, yeah, sure. Like, that's pretty fucking funny. I would love it. I would love it. Nintendo Fanboy 1998 asks, what do you think of when Jeremy Piven and that Asian guy hosted Raw in 2009 and Piven said Summerfest instead of SummerSlam? Ah! It means you will be banned from the Summerfest. Fucking Jeremy Piven. And then that dumbass later in the night, he goes out into the top rope trying to cross body on John Cena. He turned heel. Ah! 2009 in the WWE. What fucking shit that was. I love Watermelon 525 asks, what if Tito Ortiz guest hosted Raw one day and for 3 hours straight after every match, they just showed Tito backstage looking at the camera with his arms crossed with his TNA team playing in the background and the wrestlers talking behind him without even looking he's there? That would actually be more entertaining than any WWE product they're putting out right now for Raw and SmackDown. So sure, why not? Piotr Nilton asked, what did you think of your boy Tito Ortiz on the cover of the first UFC game that was on PlayStation and Sega Dreamcast? A great honor that the UFC does not recognize because the UFC is a hypocritical company. Truth. Sharon Horo asks, what makes wrestlers from NXT at the moment would you see getting watered down and possibly be de-pushed once they make it to the main roster? Example, current guy Cesaro and Bo Dallas. Oh, fuck. I don't want to say Adrian Neville, but Adrian Neville. I don't want to say Adrian Neville. I think Neville has improved so much from when he first entered the WWE, and I feel like he's someone that could be a big-time player for the company. Not saying superstar, but definitely a good main eventer for your company. Definitely a good piece in that main event scene, but I just feel the WWE, when they bring him up, he's just going to be, all right, go up there, Neville, and do the red arrow. Like, that's literally what I think they're going to do with Neville. Do your kicks and do the red arrow and make him boring and bad to what he is currently on NXT. So yeah, I think it'd be Adrian Neville. Sadly. Randy Bussetti asked, what happened to your retro pay-per-view reviews? It's called school. My Sundays are busy. Sorry. Just being honest here, Randy. It's just hard to really review a lot of shows, especially when you're busy with school. Guaranteed, once my school schedule lightens up a bit, I'll bring those back. But just saying, those are more like during the summertime when I have more free time on my hands to review those type of shows. RFV089 ends this Q&A asking, if WWE Studios decided to make a film called Cover Up, who would be the best person to play the main role out of O.J. Simpson, Jimmy Snuka, or Kobe Bryant? You forgot Ray Lewis. I guess Aaron Hernandez is out of the picture. O.J. Simpson, dog, come on. Had to be O.J. O.J. would be the best guy to have, man. That would be hilarious. You know, I know it sounds fucked up of me to say this, but they're making a Benoit movie on it. I wish there was a movie on the O.J. Simpson case. I'm just saying, don't you think that would actually be a very interesting movie to watch? I mean, people want to see that stupid Benoit movie that they're freaking making, Crossface, I think it's called. They're making that movie. I think that O.J. Simpson movie, that would be kind of interesting to see how he planned all this and, you know, like what he said that he did to make sure to cover it up the whole damn time. So, yeah, definitely O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson. That would be a fucking great movie. You know what? RFB089? I'm saying this. I'm being truthful when I say this. Send this to WWE. Send them an email saying that, look, if you guys want to make money for your damn WWE studios, consider partnering up with O.J. Simpson and do a movie called Cover Up. Now, hear me out. Write a script for it. I think it would actually work out very well. In the joking side of things, it's hilarious it'd be O.J. Simpson. But in all honesty, man, I think it would work out very well. I think that'd be kind of cool. Thank you all very much for sending in your questions. I'll see you all next time. See you guys for the TLC review tomorrow. Peace.